The amount of properties we've leased to new business owners who have failed is beyond funny. So the number one advice would be get your ducks in a row and go to a professional and make sure you've got your business properly, a proper business plan in place.
So joining me on the line today, I've got Gabriela, who is a commercial and industrial real estate agent and runs a company called GA Industrial and Commercial. So welcome, Gabriela.
Thank you very much, David. Lovely to be here and help you and your clients.
So tell me a little bit about who you are, what you do.
So we are a Southeast Melbourne-based commercial industrial real estate agency. We specialized in all property requirements in the industrial and commercial sector, from sales, leasing, property management, from your ordinary fish and chip shop to your large industrial warehouses to 6,000 square meters to medical centers, shopping centers, anything that is obviously of a commercial industrial reference, including land developments.
Fantastic. And tell me, like, with the current economic climate, what are you doing to navigate the current situation?
I have to say that it's pretty unprecedented situation. However, one of the funniest things, I mean, I look at it as funny because I grew up in communism back in Romania. Mm-hmm. So everything that is happening today is pretty much the way I grew up in Romania. It's basically, so it's just back to basics. Hard work, communication, relying a lot on phone conversations, face-to-face, one-on-one, and a lot of trust. So basically, one of the things that I insisted upon and I constantly try to strive towards is improve the communication between landlords and tenants. I think it's really important for that to happen. We tried to support a lot, and in some cases we actually had to talk to our own accountants or our own solicitors to try and help our landlords and tenants as well, because at the end of the day, everybody says we are in this together, but we really are in this together because we have to help each other. Because if my landlord doesn't get his rent, I don't get my commission. The tenant hasn't got the money to pay. If my vendor has got a certain price and the buyer cannot afford to pay, again, because of obviously the economic impact, it's pretty tricky. So we just have to all work together.
Great. So tell me a bit about what opportunities you see for people in business currently.
We have to say that there will be a new phase of looking at doing business moving forward. Yep. A lot of businesses in the retail sector are changing the way they operate in terms of reduced hours, or in terms of the way they interact with the clientele. In terms of office space, for example, we had a lot of clients that are actually reducing their area they've leased. They are requiring continuously to reduce their space to put on the market the property for the simple reason that they've actually discovered that they can work from home. Right. However, when you look at that, it's quite interesting because I can give you an example. A friend of mine was looking for a receptionist, and he's eventually worked out that during COVID, he had to send everybody at home. Yep. And he now said to me, I've just saved $150,000 because she was supposed to do basic accounting and reception. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I don't need a receptionist anymore. So my first receptionist can do the basic accounting and everybody can work from home. So it's quite interesting in terms of import-export. Again, obviously the relationship with China, and let's look at the fact that China is probably one of our biggest market trade at the moment, and we do have a lot of changes happening there as well, and we have a lot of import-export companies that are suffering at the moment and they're aching. So we're looking at probably seeing a new phase of business moving forward, at least in the next 6 months to a year.
There's a lot of people now working from home, and they're seeing this as an advantage because it's saving a lot of money. How's that going to impact the commercial property market?
I think we will see in the next 6 months to a year, we will see a lot of office spaces on the market for lease. Mm-hmm. I think at the moment, there is going to be probably more offer and less demand. to be honest, in terms of the office space.
Yep.
We are currently, at the same time, just bear in mind, we are currently dealing with a lot of smart business owners in terms of investments, because we are still leasing spaces.
Yep.
And the way that we negotiate this lease is pretty unprecedented, because your typical rent-free period is actually now happening, and it's taking place from an unknown period for the next 4 months. And that unknown period starts the day the government is actually opening the market, opening for business 24/7 back again.
Right.
So we are now having leases. For example,
with an open rent-free period until the government lets everyone back to work.
That's correct. So
right.
They pretty much get into the premises a bit earlier, but their rent-free period starts when the government allows everyone. And let's be honest, even the government still tries to find their feet at the moment. So
yes.
Everything changes from day to day, and nobody knows exactly where they are. So as real estate agents, we can do leases for 6 months period of time. And before, we didn't do any lease under 3 years term.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a bird in hand is better than just sitting there and hoping. So a lot of changes are happening.
So what are your priorities in your business right now?
My priority in my business at the moment is to actually have happy tenants and happy landlords.
Sure.
I think the way I work, I want to build a really good relationship. When you have a happy landlord, you have a happy tenant. We treat landlords and tenants equally, even though we are employed by the landlord, even though we are employed by the vendor. Yeah. The same thing with vendors and buyers. We want everyone to be happy. And we can only achieve that by being there for them. Because at the end of the day, if they are happy, they generate more business for us.
Yes.
And to be honest, for us, for GA Industrial and Commercial, COVID has actually been a blessing in disguise. We have picked up so much business and it's all word of mouth, just because we are there for our clients. And when you are passionate and you know your work so well and you do it for the client or the customer, in that moment, business comes back to you 3 times more.
Fantastic. So tell me, what are your personal lessons you're taking out of this event?
I think my personal lessons is, if I would have my time again, I probably would have had every single staff of my company set up to work from home, because I only had just the main pillar employees, as opposed to having my marketing team or my admin. So I think in terms of, remote access, to put it this way, I would have probably had everyone, accessing, because at the end of the day, I had to pretty much work 3 times harder just because of certain things that could not be covered from by my staff working from home.
Right.
But otherwise, I just think, have a good relationship with everyone and don't be in it for your own personal gain, and don't be in it for the money. Be in it to support and work together with everyone.
Fantastic. So let me ask you the best piece of business advice you've ever received.
My best piece of
that you've received.
Is, it's a funny one, because as a real estate agent, you always talk.
Yeah.
So my mentor, who is nonstop on my head like this, you need to listen more, listen more. So I'm getting there. That's probably one. But yeah, no, it's really a beautiful industry, and I'm doing absolutely everything I can to help everyone as much as possible.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that coronavirus has created this lack of confidence, and the social distancing, the market assertiveness. It caused the general fear in the market.
Yes.
But we are really hoping that we're gonna have to go backwards to go forwards. But it will take a bit of time, and we are there for our clients and customers.
Fantastic. So do you read any books on business or motivation?
Yes, I do. And I'll actually show you what I'm just reading right at the moment.
It's called Women.
Yep.
I can't read the rest.
It is women, stories of women who dared to succeed.
Yes.
So it's quite by Laura Fulton, which is quite interesting. You actually get to see what other successful women have done.
Yes.
And as I said, industrial real estate does not really have too many women in this space.
Yeah.
And I think I could probably write a book about my experience
I'm sure
in the
you could.
industrial real estate, given the fact that we deal probably 90% of the time it's male dominated, and I would really love to see more women getting involved and purchasing and owning warehouses and industrial real estate.
Fantastic. So is there any story in that book that sticks out or resonates with you so far?
Oh, there are a couple of them. There are a couple of them that you could even, you know, I can't even begin to tell you. It's women in real estate. If you look at, you know, it's just, yeah, it's just amazing. But probably I have to see one of my biggest role models would be Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
And what she has achieved in life and where she went, and from the White House and all her battles, and hat off to her. So yeah, just, you know,
fantastic.
Getting there.
Last question, Gabriela. The number one piece of advice you would give to a business owner right now?
Wow. The number one piece of advice would probably be not to rush. Count everything, put your ducks in a row. We have had a lot of clients that are starting businesses, renting properties, and they do not put their ducks in a row. And probably I would tell them to come to someone like you, get their business in order, make their business plan, make sure it's all up and running, and then come to us and say, we need to rent a space. The amount of properties we've leased to new business owners who have failed is beyond funny. So the number one advice would be get your ducks in a row and go to a professional and make sure you've got your business properly, a proper business plan in place.
Fantastic.
That's my view.
Awesome. Gabriela, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, and looking forward to helping if you ever need any hand.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.